How would you answer the question, what is the result of disciple making? Here's the answer that we'll explore. Disciple making results in a church that grows fruitfully and loves generously. So let's walk through that together. Disciple making. In an earlier conversation, we asked the question, why is disciple making the core mission of the church? And our answer was that the church is God's plan to help everyone come to faith in Jesus and become more like Jesus to the glory of the Father and the power of the Holy Spirit. This means that through our interactions and living with God, we should become more like Him in our morality, in the way that we care for others, and the way that we trust Him completely. So disciple making results. One of the coolest things about making disciples is knowing we have been invited to participate in Jesus' mission. We are like a violinist playing our part in the great symphony written by God Himself. And when we make disciples, we are helping to build people who are following Jesus, and they're being changed and transformed by Him as well because they're committed to His mission. Disciple making is a lot bigger than just getting people to trust in Jesus for salvation and then hoping they come to church every once in a while. Disciple making means building serious, lifelong followers of Jesus who help others become disciples as well. That they are truly transformed, and that transformation affects the world that's around them. And disciple makers are called into God's big story. So disciple makers result in a church. Making a disciple of Jesus means more than just helping another person come to know Jesus. When you help a person become a true disciple of Jesus, they will also go on to make more disciples. This is how God builds His church. In places where there weren't churches before, and in existing churches that need to affect their community. People make disciples who then make more disciples. And before you know it, we have an entire new community of believers who are able to spread the gospel, who are able to meet the needs of those who are hurting, and who are able to show love to a world that doesn't know what it looks like. So disciple making results in a church that grows fruitfully. Jesus told a parable that shows us He wants His church to grow. In Matthew 13:31 through 32, Jesus says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted into his field. Though it's the smallest of all the seeds, when it grows, it's the largest plant in the garden, and it can become like a tree, so that the birds come and perch on its branches." And when we make disciples, we are making people who are going to make other disciples. The church grows and grows and grows. It may start with one seed, but turns into something so much bigger. See, disciple making results in a church that grows fruitfully and loves generously. Jesus told us that one of the most important things we can do is love other people the way that we love ourselves. This means that when we make more disciples of Jesus, there'll be more and more people who are learning to love the people who are around them. So let's recap. How would you answer the question, what is the result of disciple making? Our answer is that disciple making results in a church that grows fruitfully and loves generously. Now, as a family, complete the continuing conversation handout and join us this week as we focus on the love we should have for each other inside of the church.